So, Kim, you've been a netball player for how long?
A netball player
Yeah.
since I was 5 years old, so that'll be telling.
Okay, and when did you go into association, like higher level playing?
Probably about 12 years ago.
And when you went into netball umpiring, what's the story behind that? How long ago and how did that happen?
It was over 10 years ago. I had
Right.
a girlfriend that I was playing netball with, and she was an umpire as well,
Right.
with Melbourne Netball.
Right.
And I know that Claire and she collaborated to bring me on board, and I was hesitant at first.
Yeah.
And but once I went through the training program, and the training program now is 100% better than what it was then, and that's saying something because I felt like I had a really good training, training schedule.
Yeah.
Once I'd gone through that, and I had the support of Claire and the other umpires to get me going,
Yeah.
I felt quite happy, and getting better and better as the time went on.
Did that affect your playing when you started to play?
Without a doubt. And probably the more I've umpired, the better player I've become, because I learned to understand the rules better, and also gave me a different appreciation for the actual umpires who are umpiring me as I play.
Yeah, right.
So rather than getting upset with decisions, I've been able to put myself in their shoes and have a different level of understanding of why the decision's been made, or why the call has or hasn't been made. So I had a much better understanding of the rules, and have been able to, alter my game to do that. Things like using my peripheral vision. I find that I can do that in my netball game as well as in my umpiring.
Yeah,
So I
that's a
apply
very
that.
good point.
Yes.
Not only that, you then understand things like advantage calls and when and why and how they're called for the purpose of what's behind it. You can tell what the flow of a game is, or whether it's an inefficient flow,
Yes.
as to what would be applied. And I would assume that when you umpire, that's part of your process on the job.
Yep, absolutely, without a doubt.
What has been, so you've been with Melbourne Netball for well over 10 years, haven't you?
Yes.
Yeah. What's the most enjoyable aspect of the job for you?
I think the most enjoyable aspect for me has been seeing players who have come on board who have never played a game of netball in their lives, being able to provide coaching tips to them at halftime, at the end of the game, even sometimes during the game, and watching them flourish and blossom and really become very good players within sort of 1 or 2 seasons. And I've seen some guys who have never, held a ball in their hands before turn into very proficient netball players, and they love the game. So, they develop as a team, but they also develop as individuals.
And if you had the chance to encourage someone who is, perhaps a player in Melbourne Netball, to consider making the switch, what would you say to them into, making the switch from player to umpire? What would you say?
Oh, look, I would say that it gives you a different perspective from when you become a player to when you become an umpire. It gives you the opportunity to really learn the rules and improve your game. But not only that, it gives you a sense of responsibility and a sense of pride in being able to help others improve their games as well. So yes, it might be scary holding a whistle in your hand and blowing it for the first time or for the first few times, but it's a great way to earn a little bit of extra money as well, a little bit of pocket money. But the biggest thing is it's a great feeling being able to sort of help control the game and understand how the game runs.
Thank you so much.
No worries.